In the West Midlands, BBC WM 95.6.
Yes. Morning, what? Oh, not again. Busy afternoon, so older drivers John Nettles, a.k.a. Bergerac, pictures in toilets, when have you been tongue-tied, and, I don't know, a load of other stuff. Let's get the news. Here's Chris Blakemore.
Thank you very much, Iain. Good afternoon. The jury in an inquest of a Birmingham man who died in police custody 4 years ago has ruled that neglect did contribute to his death. Kingsley Burrell was worried that two men were going to kill him, so he called the police, but he was sectioned under the Mental Health Act. Today's inquest has returned this verdict that neglect did play a part in his death, but his sister Kadisha Brown-Burrell says she's not got all the answers that she was looking for.
So in terms of hearing the evidence, hearing all the witnesses come forward and basically shrugging their shoulders, saying it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault, it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. There is obviously a culprit out there, and that's what we was hoping for, to get that culprit at the inquest.
The family of a man left seriously injured when he was assaulted after a New Year's Eve party in Birmingham are appealing for help to find his attackers. Jason Webb, who's 28, was repeatedly kicked in the head and was found in the street the following morning. He spent weeks in a coma and has a severe brain injury. He's still in hospital today, and his family are desperate for those who know what happened to get in touch. Jackie Larden is Jason's auntie.
People from the party, people who know Jason, people who know where he was that evening. I think there are people with information out there, but they won't come forward. And basically, we want that person to be, to do the time for the crime, really.
One of the frontrunners for the leadership of the Labour Party, Chuka Umunna, has withdrawn from the contest, saying it brought too much pressure and scrutiny. The decision by the Shadow Business Secretary comes within days of announcing himself as a candidate to replace Ed Miliband. 4 others are still standing, though. The Chief Constable of West Midlands Police has told the sister of a woman killed in the Birmingham pub bombings that there's still not enough evidence to reopen the case. 21 people died in the Mulberry Bush and Tavern in the Town pubs in 1974. Maxine Hambleton was one of them, and her sister Julie is now part of the Justice for the 21 campaign group, who want a fresh inquiry. Now, we've been told that talks will be held next week to avoid the first national rail strike in more than 20 years. Network rail workers, including signallers and maintenance staff, are planning to stage a 24-hour strike on Bank Holiday Monday, that's a week on Monday, in a dispute over pay. Steve Headley is from the RMT. He explains why they want to walk out.
What they're trying to do is get rid of skilled people out of the industry. At the same time, they're moving towards a model of employment that's relying on people on 0 hours contracts, temporary staff, and they're also trying to cut back the maintenance frequencies of people doing the work on the tracks and on the rails. If Network Rail want to pick up the phone and speak to the RMT, we're prepared to meet them anytime, any place, anywhere.
And a second council-run event has been moved to Wolverhampton Racecourse. The City Council's announced that the annual bonfire in November will follow the City Show in being moved out of West Park. The park has hosted both events for several years, attracting thousands of people. But the council says Dunstall Park has got better facilities. And the weather then, a better day across the area today with any early cloud breakings to reveal some sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be warm as well. Tonight, a bit of cloud and some drizzle, lows of 8 Celsius, 46 Fahrenheit. The weekend, bright and breezy tomorrow with sunny spells on Saturday. Highs of 14 Celsius, 57 Fahrenheit. And that's your news for the West Midlands. It's 3 minutes past 2.
Oh, man, my microphone was open for the end of the bulletin, Chris.
That was an accident, sorry. Was that an accident, yeah?
Mate...
You wouldn't have done that on purpose, would you?
I'm a professional, mate. I'm an award winner.
I know, you tell us enough, yeah, I know.
And you still not got that tattoo of my face on your back, as I insisted. Hey, listen, now, look, can we... This is a serious question. Tread carefully.
Go on.
You seen the front page of The Star?
I've not, no.
Have you seen the clip of the broadcaster talking about the cult of Farage? Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, mate, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Of course, it's live television. He stumbles. I'm going to say this is the last time I say it because I don't want to stumble. He stumbles over the word cult of Farage. Front page of the of the Star. Now, have you had anything like that happen to you, where a word has come out that perhaps should not have?
Not on air.
Not on air. But, okay, so not when you've been sober on air. What about the other 70% of the time? Any?
All the time, yeah, all the time.
All the time. Thank
Friday
you, Chris.
afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
You have to tread so carefully. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. And you can't be so, it's such a dangerous game, and it's a game I don't want to play, but when I have been approaching a script and I've been unsure whether I'm about to say county or country, and I have stumbled. That poor bloke, I mean, he's gone viral. Who is the fella? What's the fella's name? Former senior BBC reporter Norman Smith. I've never heard of him. And now the Star are saying it was a deliberate attack by the BBC on Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. I'm going to throw out some bits and pieces, what is in the papers and what I've noticed this week. You can call in about them or about anything you fancy. 03453 009956. The next 2 hours are very, I was going to say slapdash, but I think relaxed is perhaps more appropriate. Bosses are in the building. It's relaxed, not slapdash. These are the things I've got. What pictures have you got in your toilet stroke bathroom? I was in my toilet, my sister's toilet the other day, and it dawned on me, she's got loads of pictures up in her wall. Peter Andre, her with. Christopher Biggins, her with. Autographs of Stephen Fry and the Pixies and Sawyer from Lost. It's a busy wall. A strange place to put pictures. The pictures in your toilet, please. 03453 009956. If you've got books, then I don't want to say it, but you're common. Don't have books in there. What were the books that they used to have in toilets in the 70s when I was growing up? Nigel somebody, or Nicholas, or Dick, or somebody, and it was graffiti. It was like comedy graffiti. Who wrote that? Those books were huge. If you didn't grow up in the 70s, before Facebook, before GIFs, before Vines, the equivalent of a Vine in the 70s was reading a book by somebody who had a double-barrelled name, I seem to remember, Nigel somebody, and it was comedy graffiti. Comedy graffiti, of all things. 03453 009956. We're talking about that. Caroline was telling me rather bizarrely, she's got a crush on, not Bergerac, but Nettles, John Nettles. But not when he was Bergerac, when I would say he was certainly hunkier, but when he was in Midsummer Murders. I don't get the Nettles factor. Can someone explain to me the Nettles factor? Because my mum likes him. I think it's women of a certain age, and I think I can say this because she'll be walking from the building to her car. So Caroline won't hear me say this, but it's probably her age. Because she's an older woman. She's a significantly older woman. So is it an age? If you've got the hots for Bergerac, 03453 009956. And third cab off the rank is... Who have you met that you've been tongue-tied with by at? I never get tongue-tied when I meet celebs. I never. Although saying that, there have been two. One, I had to make a phone call the other night and I couldn't do it. I was putting it off and putting it off. I had to phone Bobby Hart. Who's Bobby Hart? He's only the bloke that wrote, Boom, here we come, walking down the street. He wrote that. And I got really nervous. I couldn't phone him. I did eventually phone him. About 3 days late, it went to answer phone. I breathed a sigh of relief. But also when I met Keris from Catatonia. Now, in the great scheme of things, a minor star. Very minor player, but I had such a crush on that woman. I still have such a crush on that woman. And I met her Oh, blimey, it was when BBC Three was BBC Choice on Liquid News with, who's the chap's name? The fella that died, not Christopher Lloyd, that's the guy from back, Christopher somebody. Anyway, she was, I had such a crush. Who have you met? And you met them and you just gone, blah, 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 and you can't say nothing. 03453 009956 81333, start your text WM. And we'll talk after a bit of this.
Don't you think it's funny that nothing's what it seems when you're not looking forward? Me, I'd like to think that life is like a drink, and I'm hoping that it tastes like bourbon. You know that I've been drunk 1,000 times, and these should be the best days of my life. Life is not what I thought it was. Damn blast, look at my past. I'm ripping up my feet over broken glass. I said, oh wow, look at me now. I'm building up my problems to the size of a cow. The size of a cow. You know it would be strange to live life in a cage and only believe the things you see that are written on a page. How easy would it be to be home in time for tea and stop feeling like a sailboat rocking on the sea? You know that it's been sung 1,000 times, and these should be the best days of my life. Life is not what I thought it was. Damn blast, look at my past. I'm ripping up my feet over broken glass. I said, oh wow, look at me now. I'm building up my problems to the size of a cow. The size of a cow. The size of a cow. You know that I've been drunk 1,000 times, and these should be the best days of my life. Life is not what I thought it was. Damn blast, look at my past. I'm ripping up my feet over broken glass. I said, oh wow, look at me now. I'm building up my problem to the size of a cow. Damn blast, look at my past. I'm ripping up my feet over broken glass. I said, oh wow, look at me now. I'm building up my problems to the size of a cow. Yes. The size of a cow.
I've got no idea what Danny Kelly's done in this studio. It's some form of protest. It's certainly very dirty. He's left rubbish everywhere. Detritus. I don't know what detritus is. I don't know what it is, and I've said it. That's bad. I've accused a man of leaving detritus everywhere. I've got literally no idea what it is. But he seems the sort that would leave detritus everywhere. And the headphones are... The headphones are broken. I don't know what's going on here. Blimey, we're the BBC. We're the flipping BBC. Quick, let's get some new headphones and spend as much money as we can while we still can. Huh? Guys, bit of politics. Thanks. 03453 009956 is the telephone number. If I was like a rock star, I would have my gold records in the toilet. I'd have my gold... Because what you're saying, yeah, I've sold 25 million records, but I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered about it. They might get splashed on in here, I don't care. That's how not bothered I am by my 25 million gold record. 25 million records. I've just got them in my loo. So what happens? Who cares what happens, guys? I'll just have another hit. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I say us, of course. What I mean is me. And I'll be honest, listen, this is why I've got beef with David Cameron's Tory government. I was told after the election that there'll be loads of stuff in the newspapers what I could talk about. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing in there. I mean, obviously, there's some sad stories and stuff. I don't want to go into the sad stories. I don't want to dwell on the sad stories. Between 2 and 4, I want to try and keep it as light as possible. That's what I'm trying to do. But, yeah, 03453 009956. Here's something that disgusts me. This disgusts... Oh, hang on a second. Hello, John.
Hi, good afternoon, Ian. How are you?
Oh, do you know what, John?
What?
I'm all right. I did something very naughty on the way to Birmingham today. Would you like to hear?
You think you should get a spanking for it?
You going to give me a spanking, John? Cheeky, but I deserve a spanking.
That's correct.
And I'll tell you what, Adrian Goldberg is in the building. Would you give him a spanking as well?
Well, if I caught him, I give him the whip.
He's offering me his bottom. The whip is coming out for you, Mr. Goldberg. Yeah, well, I tell you what, what a sight. I hope you got a big whip. Now, what I did, John, get this right.
Yes.
Driving here, and I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, okay?
Yes.
So at 11 o'clock, I stopped to have a little bit of lunchy breakfast. Or
Right.
as they call it in America, leckfast.
All right.
They've
that's
combined the words breakfast and lunch, haven't they,
Right.
to make the word leckfast.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Something like that.
Yes,
But do you
yes,
know where I
you're
stopped for leckfast?
Mm-hmm.
Burger King. Partly
All right.
because Danny Kelly was banging on about the clown this morning, the Golden
Yes,
Arches, 75
I hear
years.
him. I was listening to him.
Is Danny Kelly sponsored by Donald McDonald?
Yeah.
Is he sponsored by that psychotic clown? So I thought, well, I fancy a burger, but I'm not going to
right.
put money in the clown's pocket. So I went to Burger King. I had a double cheeseburger,
Right.
large onion rings, and large fries.
Wow, that's too much.
I know, and now I feel sick.
Oh my God.
Now I feel terrible. I've got really bad I've got terrible indigestion, John.
Oh my God.
So
That's good for you, you know.
Yeah, good for me. I'm getting.
Well, let I tell you something. What bad for me now?
Yeah, go on, mate.
I buy a car on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I purchase.
You bought a car on Tuesday. You were making
Yeah.
love on Wednesday.
Well,
you chilled on Thursday.
Well,
is that what happened?
No, it's something worse than that, Ian.
Oh, worse than that. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm moving closer to the microphone. Go on.
Yeah. So while I was cleaning the car on Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
I opened the glove compartment and I discovered drugs in the glove compartment.
Drugs in the glove compartment?
Yes, Ian.
What? Wait a minute. Well, first of all, what drugs did you find, and how much are they going for? A little bit cheap. You sound like and I'm not old enough to remember this. There will be. Just say weed again.
Weed.
All right, Bill and Ben.
No, it's serious, Ian. It's serious. It's really serious.
How much did you find, and is it good stuff?
Well, I don't know if it's good stuff because I don't smoke it.
What did you put it in a tea? Make cakes? What did you do with it, John?
No, I called up the dealer.
Yeah.
And
Well, you called up the dealer. Yeah, exactly. He had his number in there, did he? Oh, you mean the car dealer?
The car dealer.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, buddy, I find drugs in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I don't want to stop by the Fed while driving
Yeah.
and penalized. So I want you to change the car for me.
Why would you want to change the car?
Because, Ian, I don't want to be penalized on the road with the Fed. I don't know who's using the car, Ian.
I do love the way that we have adopted the Americanism of calling the police the feds. Because, let's be honest, they're not the feds, are they? They're the coppers.
The coppers.
The coppers. but if you've bought the car and you've got all the paperwork, then you're in the clear, John.
You sure I'm in the clear? But
You're
I
in
don't
the clear.
I don't know if I'm in
Yes,
the clear.
admittedly, the
but that's
person
why.
that owned that car may have owned somebody, I don't know, 50, 60,000 pounds. So there could be a bigger drug dealer chasing you down, trying to get that money off you. But I'm sure you'll be able to explain it, John.
While they knife up my neck to cut me up.
Well, yes, we don't want them to knife up your neck and cut you up. That would be awful.
That's why I want the car to change, and they refuse to do it here.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Now, this is a really odd. If anyone knows what John can do, 03453 009956. I have never heard this reason for wanting to change a car before. I mean, was there a lot of weed in there?
Yeah, it's a good portion. Like somebody used the car to traffic that, that substance and take it back to the dealer.
And don't mention the company name, but was it like a proper car dealership, or was it some bloke from Auto Trader?
Well, it is a medium-sized company.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put it, broadcast them on the
you're not on this show. Maybe phone up Paul Franks after 4 and broadcast it on his show. But we're not going to do it. John, thank you for that. Okay. Where have you found weed? No, that's not a phone in. Thank you, John. 03453 009956. This is, though, what's in your glove compartment, please?
The gardening phone in with Molly Green.
Welcome, Elizabeth in Kings Norton, to the phone in. Morning, Elizabeth.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks, Molly. Good morning.
The gardening phone in awaits your call.
We do lift them up in a dry place.
Put them in a nice, cool, dry place where mice or whatever aren't going to get them.
Every Saturday, you can get advice from gardening expert Phil Mycan.
Tulips are gorgeous. You look after them now, and they'll look after you for years.
Every Saturday morning from 9.
The gardening phone in with Molly Green.
Now I'm 40 and I'm invited to things in our road now. And we went to a seed swap.
Perfect day.
There was a couple of men sat around the kitchen table with their arms folded, not saying anything. They do make me laugh.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Blimey, Mohammed, can you believe that? He found a load of weed in the glove compartment of his car. He bought the car from a dealer.
Well, I was quite thinking that's a rather dangerous conversation to be having on the radio.
In what respect? In case they track John down and no, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure. My suggestion would be, before people complain we were too flippant, is I would inform the police. Inform the police, hand them the drugs, let them have a look at the car, maybe even let them dust it for fingerprints. Let them go and speak to the dealer, the car dealer. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You're out of the clear. There we go. There's the genuine, serious answer for those who like to have a little whingy pops. What have you got for us, Mohammed?
I phoned you up about the bathroom.
About what?
Your bathroom.
Oh.
You said if you were a pop star, your records, you'd have what you'd have on the wall.
I'd have gold records, platinum records. I'd have the silver discs. I wouldn't even bother. But I'd have them all around the wall.
Here's one for you anyway.
Yeah.
Since I know you're in love with yourself, because you're always telling people how beautiful you are and all the rest of it.
Hang on a minute. I don't think I have ever said I'm beautiful.
I don't know.
When have I ever said that?
You're banging on about yourself anyway, so...
Well, what about... Hang on a minute, Mohammed. What else am I supposed to talk about? if I don't talk...
Here's one for you anyway.
Yes, go on.
People who love themselves anyway.
Yes.
Here's a song to go with it. Mirror in the bathroom.
Mohammed, have you been driving around in John's car?
No.
Well, it's Mohammed, because it sounds like you're talking literally no sense. When have I ever come on and said, hey, guys, do you know what? I'm really good looking and I love myself. I've got great insecurity issues. Even more now you've said that, Mohammed. 03453 009956. This is my big sis.
inside.
Oh, I wasn't expecting... All right, Adam, calm down. All right, Ranj, what you got?
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, Ranjit. How are you this afternoon?
I am fine.
I'm really pleased to hear that. Thanks for calling.
That's good. Listen.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
What? Not much more.
I feel, like Nigel Farage, Ed Miliband and Nick Clegg, I'm in the same class since last week when Martin disbanded the fan club.
Who disbanded the what? What?
The Ranjit fan club.
Well, you say disbanded. A, that's not a word, and B, there was only you and that other bloke in it.
No, there was more. I'm putting out an appeal.
Okay.
Are there any more people left who are in the Ranjit fan club?
And what are you going to do with these people?
Maybe have a threesome or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, yeah, that's literally... You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if you get a twosome.
How you doing anyway?
I'm all right. I'm tired, and there's nothing in the papers, and I'm really stalling the start of the show today because there's literally nothing to talk about.
Well, you wanted to talk about politics. What's the chances of?
When did I say I want to talk about politics?
Oh, you were saying
Everyone,
that when
right? You and Mohammed have both just come on and lied. I've never said that I love myself, and I've never said that I wanted to talk about politics today.
Well, Mohammed said that you said you loved yourself.
Right, and you said that I wanted to talk about... I don't want to talk about politics.
You said that after the election there should be some juicy bits, yeah?
Yeah, not once did I mention the word politics.
Well, what's the chances of Farage trying to go back into the Conservative Party?
I don't know. What, 50-50, 60-40? I literally could...
I don't know.
Well, no, nor do I, Ranjit. Thanks for calling. I mean, come on, guys. It's not that show. We're not going to do a Farage sweepstake, are we? Hey, I'll tell you something I noticed about Farage, right? And this is clever. I saw the picture of when he lost the election. You know, when they what do they call it when they read out the numbers of who got the votes? Anyway, whatever. So there was Al Murray, there was Farage, and there was all these other people stood in the line, and they're reading out. And I saw that picture, and it dawned on me, I've never seen Farage standing up next to other people. He's really tiny. He's really, really wee. He's so small. Ranjit,
yes,
what you still there for?
Yes, he's still.
No.
He's got the small man syndrome, isn't he?
Yeah, okay, but the how tall are you, mate?
Me, I'm 5 foot.
Oh, you're a wee man, ladies and gentlemen. He's a wee man. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I've got some texts here. I'll do some more in a bit. 81333. Start your text WM. You can also email ian.lee@bbc.co.uk.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's delays on the southbound side of the M42. There's a broken down vehicle between junction 11 for Burton and junction 10 for Tamworth. Southbound on the M6 is also busy from junction 10A at the M54 towards junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. And the northbound M40 struggling between junction 15 at Warwick towards junction 16 at Henley in Arden as you make your way towards the M42. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the news. Here's Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A jury has concluded neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who died in police custody 4 years ago. Mr. Burrell believed two men were trying to kill him, so he called the police. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and later died in hospital after a struggle with police officers and medics. The family of a man left seriously injured when he was assaulted after a New Year's Eve party in Birmingham are appealing for help to find his attackers. Jason Webb, who's 28, was repeatedly kicked in the head and was found in the street the following morning. He spent weeks in a coma and has a severe brain injury. He's still in hospital today and his family are desperate for those who know what happened to get in touch. One of the frontrunners for the leadership of the Labour Party, Chuka Umunna, has withdrawn from the contest, saying it brought too much pressure and scrutiny. The decision by the Shadow Business Secretary comes within days of announcing himself as a candidate to replace Ed Miliband. Tributes from around the world have been paid to the blues legend B.B. King, who's died at the age of 89. He made his first recording in 1949 and continued touring into his 80s. The weather, warm and sunny this afternoon, highs of 17 degrees Celsius, and tonight will be a little more cloudy with drizzle, lows of 8 degrees Celsius, that's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's your news for the West Midlands. It's 2:31.
on FM, Freeview, digital radio and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, what do they call them? Not earphones, headphones today. They're all a little bit to cock. None of them seem to be working properly, so we're going to we'll stick with that. Look, can't hear a thing now. There we go. We'll stick with that and we'll see what happens. We'll get by. It don't matter. Not your problem. Chuka Amuna lasted like 20 minutes. Didn't like all the scrutiny. What did you expect? Apparently they knocked on like his girlfriend's 102-year-old grandmother's house. They being the press. But what did you expect? What did you expect, Chuka? You're going for leader of the party. Of course there's going to be scrutiny. And guess what? It ain't very nice. 03453 009956. Lucy's on the line. Good afternoon, Lucy.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Luce. What you got for us, mate?
Oh, I've been looking forward to you coming on all day. I'm having a rubbish day.
Oh, no, why is it so rubbish?
I'm just having a rubbish day. You know, when you start off late at work and you're late for everything all day, and I've got a stinking cold, and just one of those days.
I know exactly what you mean, and it's hard to kind of catch up with those days, isn't it? You get to midday and think, oh, do you know what? Stuff this. I'm going to write the whole thing off. Have you got anything nice this weekend to look forward to?
Well, I've got the weekend off, which is a rarity.
Beautiful.
So, I'm going to catch up with an old friend, I think.
Beautiful. I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. Hopefully sleeping. That's the plan. Is I want to get a lot. I've not slept. I've got a really busy next couple of weeks, and I've had a really busy. I just want to sleep. Get a bit of sleep in
I think
there.
you should go and help Caroline Martin out with her decorating.
Oh, get lost! I hate decorating. I hate decorating, and I hate camping. And I will not go camping, and I will never decorate a room again. I will wait until I can afford a hotel, or I can afford a man to come and do it for me. Awful, awful. What have you got for us, Lucy?
Downstairs bathroom. Oh, sorry.
Oh, blimey! Listen, if you're gonna die on us, could you wait until after the phone call? Because A, I need content, and B, I don't really want to do an emotional show today. I don't want to do a tribute to Lucy in Lichfield.
Okay. Well, yes. Well, I did text him to say it was in the bathroom, but I think Marky Mark was more interested in the fact that I'd got a chicken in there than actually what was on the wall.
You do what?
I'm sorry, I always do this to you. I'm sorry, I always do these weird animal things, don't I? But yeah, I've got a poorly chicken, so that's where she's living at the moment.
The chicken's in your downside loo?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because she's poorly.
Well, and having faeces and urine bacteria floating into her eyes isn't going to make her any better. Is it like a baby chick or an adult chick?
No, she's an adult.
In the toilet?
Not in the toilet.
Well, I don't mean obviously. I know, not obviously in the toilet, but she's this just throws up so many possibilities. But why in the toilet? Why not in the bedroom or the hallway or somewhere?
Well, because chickens go everywhere, so on that sort of floor, you know.
Oh, it's okay. And is she in a cage?
No, she's just pottering about.
Oh, mate, that's.
So we just get the poo up and mop the floor.
Supposing you go in there to go to the toilet and she pecks.
She doesn't peck. I did have a bit of a moment this morning where, you know, I'll be. Yeah, when you go to the toilet, the first thing you usually want to do when you get to a certain age.
Yeah.
You have to make that dash to the loo, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm always. I go to the toilet about 3 or 4 times in the night. Seriously, I'm so old now.
Well, yeah. Well,
oh, flipping heck loose. Come on.
Well, I have to get up first to go to let the dogs out.
Yes.
And then I suddenly realise, I need to go for a wee. So then I go into the downstairs bathroom, but I forgot to check, and I've trod in the food and picked it up. And
no.
You know, when your eyes are half open and there was stuff everywhere. And I was like, no. But yeah, she's just lovely and she needs to stay in, so she's stuck in the downstairs bathroom. Look at my pictures on the wall.
Guys, pets in weird places. I'm always happy to take those. Maybe you've got a chicken in a downstairs toilet. Perhaps you've got a rat living in your car, or anything like that. 03453 009956. But as well as a chicken, you've got pictures in your downstairs loo, have you?
I've got 4 framed pictures of Prague, Charles Bridge in Prague, and some artist impressions of Prague. So I love Prague.
Prague. I love Prague. The home of absinthe.
Oh, don't talk to me about that stuff here. That's lethal.
Isn't that? I don't drink anymore. But boy, oh boy, did me and my girlfriend at the time have and horrendous. We were having absinthe chasers. We didn't know how powerful it was, right? So we would have like a pint of lager, and then we'd have an absinthe chaser, and then a pint of lager, and then an absinthe. Flipping heck! We tried to break. Then we found an empty Marks and Spencer's that we spent an hour trying to break into. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, someone introduced me to it on my hen night, and bottle under the table job.
Oh, it's
and,
not good.
I ended up with eggs on my head because I was headbutting the taps in the toilet because I couldn't keep my own head up. Oh, it's horrendous.
Oh, dearie.
Terrible stuff.
Well, Lucy, thanks for calling. When are you going to eat that chicken? Oh,
Ian.
What?
Ian.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
Love her.
Oh, for crying out loud. A chicken. Right. And I've heard people say, oh, no, the chicken's... Chicken is not a pet, right? A rabbit is barely a pet. And that's fluffy, and rabbits are rubbish. Trust me, I've got one. All it does is scratch me. Chickens, they're not pets. They're ugly. You can't stroke them. They're noisy. They poop everywhere, and they live in downstairs toilets.
You'll be in trouble when Molly gets in tomorrow morning, won't you?
She don't listen to this, and unless you grass me up, Lucy, she will never know. Thank you, Lucy. 03453 009956. A chicken is not a pet. Come on. Tell you what, rabbits are rubbish pets as well, aren't they?
If I could turn the page in time, then I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes, but I couldn't find a way. So I'll settle for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, no, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you understand there's a reason why. Close your eyes. No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, no, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. If I could turn the page in time, then I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes, but I couldn't find a way. So I'll settle for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, no, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, no, you can't disguise.
Well, John called up spontaneously to tell us he'd bought a new car, very pleased with it, until about a week after he got it. He looked in the glove compartment, there was a load of weed in there. He got the shock of his life. He opened it up and he found in there... In his glove compartment. We've been asking what's in your glove compartment. I've got some cassettes, even though I haven't got a cassette player. I've got a memorial for my aunt's funeral from last year, maybe even the year before. What else have I got in there? Load of junk. Just kind of shove stuff in there. Chris says, I've got 2 cans of lager in the wife's glove box and 10 fags. Your wife's classy, Chris. 03453 009956. Nick, do you know what's in your glove compartment?
No.
Is it full of rubbish?
Haven't got one.
Have you got a car?
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
It's a little bubble car.
Right, bubble cars have got glove compartments, he said, not knowing... Well, where do you put your gloves? Aha! Gotcha! Nick, what have you called in for, mate?
You know that Danny bloke, what's his name?
Oh, now, right, listen, there are very strict rules.
Never mention Danny Kelly on your show.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Was he slagging me off again this week?
Yeah, I was out of range. And, of WM.
Yes.
So I had to go, and that Danny bloke was on anyway.
Yes.
And I got out of range and I ended up going to Radio 2.
Oh, mate, I'm so sorry.
I know. And that Jeremy bloke was on.
Oh, yeah.
He's another one that grinds on me.
I reckon with a bit of practice, and I might try this for next week, with a bit of practice, I could probably do a good Jeremy Vine impression. Now, we got a text here from... Hang on a second. Now, we've got a text here from Dave the trucker, and Dave says, Jeremy, I was so moved by that story, I've had to pull over. I've got tears in my eyes. That's a start. That's a start, Nick. You try.
Can I get my issues out, please?
No, not yet. You try and do a better Jeremy Vine than that. Go on, you try it. Spontaneously. Yeah, exactly. So don't knock my Vine when my Vine is better than your Vine.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick. I'm glad we've established that. Now, what would you like to say? Please, would you get to the point?
Right. He came out with a word. Everyone's got to have a label nowadays, and it's really annoying me.
Yes.
Hipsters. I don't know. I think they're the trendies that use different bars in London.
Hipsters are people with big bushy beards and shaved sides of heads and then greasy hair on the top of their heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm fed up with the names that they keep giving people, right? Anyway,
Yes.
and every Friday someone seems to die when your show's on.
All right, hang on a second. Let's go back to... What, are you angry with hipsters?
I'm angry with everything today. B.B. King died
That's
today.
not my fault. I didn't kill him or Benny King. They happened. They're both old men.
But last week, there was another superstar.
Well, it was Benny King last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's B.B. King.
Yeah, no. It was... I hate to break it to you. Benny King died last week.
B.B. King today.
Yeah, and Ben E. King last week.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, do you like B.B. King?
I do, actually, yeah.
You like him a lot, do you? What does BB stand for? Let's see how much...
Benny.
Sorry?
Benny.
Benny King?
Yeah.
You think BB King's name was Benny King?
Benny Benjamin King.
Benny Benjamin King?
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, are you a Benny tied to a tree?
Right.
Oh,
and
Benny
I've got
on the
another
loose!
tune for you as well.
OK, Nick, this is a one-sided conversation. I appreciate that. I'll shut up.
Can I mention a tune that you might consider playing on your great show?
Buddy, I tell you what, I've got to do a bit of business. Tell me what the song is and I'll find it and then we'll come back and play it. Hang on, what is the song?
Dreamweaver, Gary Wright.
Right, stay there. Let me play this and I'll find it. Hang on.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Right.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Dreamweaver, Gary Wright. I've got that here. Hang on.
The connoisseur's tune.
Yes, well, Nick, as you know, sir, this is a show for the connoisseur.
Exactly.
Well, you are a connoisseur?
The slur.
Yeah, so you think that BB King's name is Benny Benjamin King?
That's correct.
All right. Right, go on, introduce your song, mate, go on.
Gary Wright, great song, Dreamweaver.
Not a chance, Nick, come on.
This is the I always dreamed it would be the way that it is. Oh, when you are holding me, I never had a love of my own. Maybe that's why when we're all alone, I can hear music. I can hear hear the music all the time. I hear the music, I hear the music, baby. I can hear music.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have got a lot of gigs coming up after having a pretty gig-free year. I've got the Beach Boys coming up. I've got 2 Monkeys concerts. Oh! And I got an email the other week saying, yeah, sorry, the free tickets that we promised you for Paul McCartney on the Saturday at the O2, we can't give you. Is the Sunday okay? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I've got no idea what they're talking about. I've got free tickets to go and see McCartney. I can't believe it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, whoever. Thank you, whichever PR company has added me to their Paul McCartney name list, email list, because, yes, I will happily take those free tickets for a couple of weeks' time. Thanks, guys. Trevor's on the M6. Afternoon, Trevor.
Hello, mate. How are you?
You've called in about Benny Benjamin King.
Well, look, I don't know where they got the BB from. His first name's Riley.
Sorry?
His first name was Riley. R-I-L-E-Y. Riley B. King is his real name.
What do you... What? Hang on. Harold, what do you mean his first name was Riley? What are you talking about?
I've just told you his first name was Riley.
What do you mean his first name was Riley? I've never heard such absolute tosh in my life, Harold.
I don't be of cheating, but I looked on Wikipedia and it said Riley B. King was his name.
Yeah, but do you know what the BB stands for, Harold? Do you know what the BB stands for?
Baby boomer.
That is absolute nonsense, Harold. Absolute nonsense. Stands for Benny Benjamin.
I know what it stands for.
Marlene?
No, hang on, now you've jumped ship to another show, Trev.
Oh, I know.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't really watch much TV, because let's be honest, if they're not going to employ me, why should I watch their output? But I started watching this week, I'd never seen it before, Toast of London. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's funny. Matt Berry.
Would we get it up here or not?
Yeah. It was on Channel 4. I think you get Channel 4 around here.
I think so.
If the area was pointed in the right way. It's Matt Berry.
In the right direction as well.
And he plays this kind of really pompous, out-of-work actor, right? As a premise, it sounds pretty poor. It's very, very funny.
What's it called again?
It's called Toast of London.
Toast of... I'll see if I can see it on the catch-up.
See if you can see it on the catch-up fit. I was watching it on Amazon. Enough making me laugh. Nothing makes me laugh these days. I was laughing so hard.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Trevor. Blues... I think BB doesn't stand for Benny Benjamin, although I wish it did. Blues Boy. Now, I'm not a fan of Benny Benjamin King. Not a fan at all. But, let's be honest, if he hadn't have picked up an electric guitar, then, music would sound a whole lot different now, wouldn't it? So I'm not a fan, but one has to tip their hat in the direction of him and say, thank you for the music. I mean, don't blame him for ABBA, that's not his fault, but, he's... no one has been able to call in today and explain the sexual majesty of John Nettles. No one. I'm going to say it's women between the age of 50 and 85 have all got the hots for John Nettles, Bergerac, Midsummer. Is his name Midsummer or is it The Village? I've never seen it and I never will. 03453 009956. Women between 50 and 85, you are genetically programmed. Your insides are created to stir, to tingle, to fizz when you see Bergerac on the telly. You can't fight it. You can't fight stuff like that. That's chemistry. That's like putting Mentos into Coke. Fizzes. You can't stop it. That's science. And it's the same reaction when you see John Nettles. Chris says, forget Nettles, but give me Anne Robinson any day. Well, we're not giving away Anne Robinson as a prize, despite what it says in the Radio Times. I was scared to talk to her when I met her. And Stephen says, Ian, I used to clean for someone who had a magazine rack shoved in the space between the bog and the wall. The bog. I haven't heard that word for ages. You never accepted the loan of a book in that house. My Nanny Peg, who was as common as muck. That my dad's side of the family, my mum's side were quite common, but they pretended they weren't. My dad's side, as common as muck. And she, they would always buy stuff from the market. So it'd always be like cheap chocolate. You know, cheap chocolate from the market that I suspect are doggy chocolates. You know, when it's like chocolate buttons, but they're a little bit white. So a lot of stuff that my dad got, and by default my nan got, came from the market. And she had in the late 70s what could only be described as a revelation. We'd never seen anything like this. She had crossword toilet paper. Crossword toilet paper! And we thought this was the coolest thing ever. I mean, you know, our minds were blown by this. Crossword toilet paper. I don't like having things to do in the toilet. I'll take my phone in. That's probably unhygienic. Well, don't ask to borrow my phone then. But I don't like reading in the toilet. I never got this thing. Oh. I bet Farage does this, right? This is kind of like a real old dad's thing, right? Sunday afternoon, going into the toilet with the Sunday papers for 2 hours. Yeah? That's like a real old dad's thing. You'd have Sunday lunch, and then about 3 o'clock, Dad would disappear into the toilet with all the papers, and you wouldn't see him for 2 hours. Now, there's nobody that still does that, is there? I can just imagine No, I'm going into the toilet. I'll speak to you at 5. No, don't knock on the door. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. You're more than welcome to. Dear. Hey guys, this is what I was going to say about 40 minutes ago. I knew there was a reason I had the Daily Mail in my hand, and it wasn't just to burn it and then throw its ashes across the room in disgust. No. Well, this is disgusting. I hate these things. Right? Some people like these things disgust me, and they fill me with horror, and why I would not want to see the removal of one particular type of creature. I want to see these guys gone. Butterflies. I flippin' hate butterfly. Oh, they are disgusting. Imagine a butterfly in your mouth. Imagine that. I went to a butterfly house about 2 years ago with my family, and I knew I didn't like them, but I didn't know that I didn't like them that much. And it was all hot and steamy, like an old-fashioned greenhouse. And then the butterflies are just flying around everywhere, and you're not allowed to hit them. You're not allowed to hit them or crush them. I had to run out I pulled my coat over my head and had my arm. I said, I'll meet you outside. And I ran out. It was horrible. Anyway. Haters gonna hate. Have we changed the top of hour now? Oh, I don't know. We'll hit a button and see what happens. Am I hitting that at 59 or 59.45? I'm going to say 59. It looks like 59. We're going to hit it at 59. See what happens. Bit of excitement coming up. 4 minutes. Am I going to get the news right or wrong? Don't know. Is Gareth going to have to be there early or late? Don't know. We'll find out. Keep you on your toes, isn't it? It's a tease. It's called a tease. It's all we can afford at the BBC. Butterflies flourish thanks to April sun. Oh. This is another reason I don't like this good weather, you see, because then you get stuff like this. So we're going to have killer ants. There are already massive wasp colonies, and now we're going to have butterflies. We're going to have flourishing butterflies. The perfect weather has led to a surge of butterflies. It says it as though it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. The perfect weather has led to a surge of butterflies in our gardens, meadows, woods and parks, experts say. I hate experts. A British Trust for Ornithology has tracked soaring numbers of brimstones, small tortoise shells, record numbers of peacock butterflies have also been... It's just... And we're supposed to think they're cute. And there's that weird thing as well. I've never been able to get this. It's kind of a Victorian thing, but people still do it. The butterfly hunters. Is that what they're called? Hunters? Tough guy, huh? Tough guy. Hunt an elephant with a shotgun. Yeah, all right, tough guy. Hunt it with a stick. If you can hunt an elephant with a stick and kill it then, maybe I'd be impressed. With a shotgun on the back of a Range Rover? I'm not so impressed. if you can kill an elephant with just what you can find in nature, then do you know what? You might be onto something. Doing it with a shotgun, travelling at 60 miles an hour, that's not so... And it's the same with butterfly hunters. So they've got those prissy little nets, and do you know how they kill the butterflies? Poison. I think it's chloroform or cling film. I'm not sure. One of the two. They put them in a bottle and either put cling film over the top or chloroform in it, and it drugs the butterfly and kills it. And then they pin it. Good, I say. Come on, they're horrible, aren't they? I like the caterpillar. The caterpillar I can dig, but just when they go into that cocoon, you think, oh, man, why are you doing this to yourself and to us? You're only going to live for a day. Perfect weather has led to a surge of butterflies in our gardens. Well, I think what that says basically is, Iain, you ain't going outside for the next 6 months. I can live with that. 03453 009956. If you share a hatred of the butterfly and the moth, let's not be exclusive, then give me a call. What's in your glove compartment? Can anybody please sell the magic of Jim Bergerac Nettles to me? And have you got any pictures in your toilet and indeed in your bathroom? If so, why? Why do you need to be looking at a picture of, like, your nan on holiday when you're, you know, doing a poo? 03453 009956 81333. Start your text WM, or you can email ian.lee@bbc.co.uk.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil.
On the southbound M42, there's slow-moving traffic because of a broken-down vehicle between junction 11 at Burton and junction 10 for Tamworth. Southbound on the M6 is congested from junction 10A at the M54 towards the roadworks at junction 8 for the M5, and it's slow-moving out of Birmingham on the Aston Expressway from Dartmouth Circus towards the M6 at junction 6. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
03453 009956. Oh, look out as well, older drivers. I'll tell you why after we get the news with Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Police and Crime Commissioner in the West Midlands say lessons need to be learnt after an inquest ruled neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who died in the care of police and medics. Kingsley Burrell, who was 29 and died 4 years ago, believed two men were trying to kill him, so he called the police. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and later died in hospital after a struggle with the police and medical staff. He was handcuffed and put in leg restraints, and the inquest also found a covering placed over his face should have been removed by ambulance workers, hospital staff and police. His sister is Kadisha Brown Burrell.
He had 2 big lumps on his forehead. Obviously, I was really upset to see that. Even though he was under leg restraints, arm restraints on the bed, what more restraints could you give him, as well as putting a blanket over his head?
A Birmingham man who was violently beaten at a New Year's Eve party has been left brain damaged. 28-year-old Jason Webb from Kings Heath was repeatedly kicked in the head after a dispute close to his home, leaving him in a coma for weeks. He's still in hospital with life-changing injuries. Jason's auntie Jackie Larden has told BBC WM it was 7.5 hours before anyone found him.
He was attacked at the end of the road from where the party was, and basically that's where he was found. He was left and he was slumped between 2 cars. And we think that the incident happened around about 12 o'clock, so he wasn't found till about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
David Cameron and Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon have held talks in Edinburgh on devolving further powers to the Holyrood Parliament. They agreed to implement proposals that include setting rates and bands of income tax, as well as controlling some welfare spending. The Consolation Service, ACAS, has said that talks to try to avert a national rail strike on Bank Holiday Monday will be held next week. If the action goes ahead, it will be the first stoppage of its its kind in 20 years. One of the candidates in the contest for the Labour leadership has said she's disappointed that the Shadow Business Secretary, Chuka Umunna, has decided to step down. Mr Umunna said he wasn't comfortable with the scrutiny he and his family came under. The Shadow International Development Secretary, Mary Cray, who declared her candidacy yesterday, said it would have been a difficult decision.
I can only conclude that he's come to this decision after a lot of soul searching, and it takes courage to stand for the leadership. It also takes a great deal of courage to withdraw from the leadership.
And Eric Clapton has thanked the blues legend B.B. King, who has died at the age of 89, for his inspiration and described him as a beacon. King released his first song in 1949, and his biting guitar licks and distinctive style of vibrato went on to influence countless musicians from Jimi Hendrix to U2. The weather warm and sunny this afternoon, highs of 17 degrees Celsius. Tonight will be a little more cloudy with drizzle, lows of 8 degrees Celsius. The outlook for the weekend, a bright and breezy day on Saturday with sunny spells, highs of 14 degrees Celsius, that's 57 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's your news and sport for the West Midlands. It's 3 minutes past 3.
Friday afternoons with Iain Lee
On BBC WM 95.6.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
Thank you, Gareth. Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. Well, it's so far. Well, I've been thinking about John. John called up an hour ago, first caller of the show, right? And he bought a car, and he'd been driving around quite happily. I should laugh. And then about a week into it, he looked in the glove compartment, and he found what can only be described as drugs, man, drugs. There was a load of drugs in there, and he wanted to take the car back to the garage, and the garage said, well, is the car broken? And John went, no. And they said, well, you can't take it back. He said, no, but there's drugs in it. Supposing the police are after this guy, or that, you know, he owes £50,000 to some killers. Actually, it was me that put that idea in his head, that guy might have owed £50,000 to some killers. So it's kind of got me thinking, extra stuff that you've got for free. Stuff that you hadn't expected to get, but you got. The weirdest free thing I got, right, was I bought a vacuum cleaner, a Hoover as we like to call them, and you got a free gift with this vacuum cleaner. Ladies and gentlemen, the free gift with the vacuum cleaner was a second vacuum cleaner. That's right, guys. This was from John Lewis, I think. You bought one Hoover, they gave you another Hoover. That was... What have you had for free, please? 03453 00 9956. Also, what pictures have you got in your toilets and your bathrooms? Oh, and you know the rules of this show, guys. It's Friday. It's been a tough week, isn't it? Let's just call in about any old rubbish you want. 03453 00 9956. Helen's on the line. Good afternoon, Helen.
Afternoon, Iain.
What have you got? Yeah, I'm all right, fella. What have you got?
I want to disagree with you about chickens.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Right. Mark has written chickens on my screen. You're never going to believe how he spelt it. Mark, I don't think you're on that fader, are you? Are you there? You on there? Yeah. Mark, would you like to tell the boys and girls, the ladles and jelly spoons, how you spelt chickens? And don't say I was being ironic. Just tell them how you spelt it.
C-H.
So far, so good. Let me just tick those off. Hang on. C-H. Yep.
I-C-K.
C-H-I-C-K.
That's about fine, isn't it? That's good.
Yep,
Chick.
That's good so far. Carry on.
Chick. C-H-I-C-K.
Yep.
I-N-S.
Sorry?
You heard me. You heard me. You heard me.
C-H-C-K-I-N-S. Unbelievable. We're the BBC, Helen. We should be setting the standard. Instead, we're worse than that blooming Channel 5. Channel 5. That's better. He's changed it to a U. Thank you. That's much better. Go on, tell me about chickens.
Right.
While I have a little slurp on a nice cup of coffee here, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said they couldn't be pets.
Well, obviously they can be pets, but they can be rubbish pets.
No, they're fabulous. I've got 3.
Oh, mate.
They don't live in my loo or anything.
That was weird, right? You'd admit that was weird.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'd worry about the early worm and all that.
Yeah. Oh dear.
They're fabulous. I've got 3. Each has a different personality.
No, they
You
don't.
can
Chickens
pick
are...
them up.
Okay, what are they called?
Florence, Matilda and Beyonce.
Oh, right, okay. What's different? What's difference between Florence and Matilda, then? Describe their different personalities.
Okay, Florence is the one who stays out last thing and does the patrol to make sure everything's fine at night.
No, she doesn't.
Always.
She just doesn't. She does not do. What patrol is she doing? And supposing there is a horde of foxes, not a horde, a cluster, not a cluster. Supposing this is the word. Supposing there are a winnet of foxes hiding in the garden. Well, what good is Matilda going to be against them?
I'm quite sure she'd let me know they were there.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to put a horrible image in your head, Helen. But as her beak was being ripped off.
No.
When are you going to eat them?
Never. They're pets.
No. Have you got kids?
Yeah.
How old are the kids?
The youngest is 13,
Yeah.
then 18, 21.
When are you going to eat them? No, I'm joking. This is a great way to show the kids the circle of life and where their food comes from. Send them out with send the 13-year-old out with an axe and say you can't come back until you come back an adult.
No, the 13-year-old's vegetarian. I couldn't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it their decision to become vegetarian?
Yes.
How old did they become vegetarian?
She was 9.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Do you reckon it'll last? You hope not. Yeah. I was vegetarian for 26 years and I've stopped now because I flip it. Turns out meat is great, and I have found a great Malaysian restaurant in Birmingham where I should go tonight and have the best ribs of all time. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I ate meat until I had the chickens.
Oh right. Did you hang on? You became vegetarian because of the chickens?
Yeah.
Oh no, Helen, you come on now. You're so soppy.
I know, but I just fell in love with them totally, and then I thought, how could I possibly eat a relative of theirs?
Do you eat the eggs?
Yeah.
Good eggs. Good eggs.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
eggs.
yeah. See, that's the one thing about having chicks is you get chicks, you get the eggs. You get some nice proper eggs.
Gorgeous.
But still, they're filthy beasts, aren't they?
They can be. You have to clean up quite a lot.
There we go, Helen. I did listen. Thank you, Helen. 03453 009956. Your rubbish pets, please. I looked at getting chickens about a year ago, just over a year ago, before we got the rabbit. And it was really close to doing it. And then, luckily, common sense prevailed. And I remembered you can buy eggs. Well, Tesco sell them. I think Sainsbury's sell them now as well, don't they? 03453 009956. Here's The Who.
I know you've deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. If you think that I don't know about the little tricks you play, and never see you when deliberately you put things in my way, well, here's a poke at you. You're gonna choke on it too. You're gonna lose that smile because all the while I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. You took advantage of my trust in you when I was so far away. I saw you holding lots of other guys, and now you've got the nerve to say that you still want me, Well, that's as may be, but you gotta stand trial, because all the while I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. I know you've deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. The Eiffel Tower and the Taj Mahal might see on clear days. You thought that I would need a crystal ball to see right through the haze. Well, here's a poke at you. You're gonna choke on it too. You're gonna lose that smile, because all the while I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and miles. I could see for miles and 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 miles. I could see for miles and miles. I could see
Yes, sir. The Who. The Who. Do like a little bit of the Who. Ah. Yes, sir. 03453 009956. I didn't listen. I'm gonna. This is kind of an old chestnut for me, and I've been saying this for a very, very long time. All right, but it's in the papers today, and experts have said it. So it's not just me saying it. Your actual, proper experts have said it. Safety fears as over 70s refuse to stop driving. I mean, guys! Stay there, Marcus. I'll be with you in a second. There are get these numbers. Not too many, but dig these facts and figures, guys. There are 10,000 more motorists aged 70 and over every month. Every flipping month. How does that work? As older drivers refuse to give up their licences. And there are 232 drivers over the age of 100 still licensed. Oh. With the oldest being an incredible 193. There are 4.34 million drivers over 70. And road safety experts say not enough is being done to advise elderly drivers about their fitness to stay behind the wheel, with some a danger on the road. Over 4 million drivers over the age of 70. And I think I was stuck behind every single one of them today. Afternoon, Gloria.
Afternoon, Ian.
What have you got for us, Gloria?
Pardon?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
I am over 70.
Well, you can't even hear.
I can, because I've got you. Got you in the one ear.
And what's
I've took the radio off now.
Pardon?
I have taken the radio off.
Okay, well, I'm glad.
So I can hear you clearly.
Well, I'm glad that's working for you. This isn't me saying this time. I've said it in the past, Gloria, but this isn't me saying it. This is the Institute of Advanced Motorists.
Nah.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
No, what?
Rubbish.
Come on, mate. Now, look at that aggressive attitude. That's not going to help you on the road, Gloria. You can't drive around with a temper like that.
Oh, no. When I'm driving, I'm reasonably calm.
Are
but
you?
you see, I shall be 80 in September.
Oh, no, please.
And still driving and still working.
For your birthday gift,
Yeah.
Could you give a gift to all of us, and that will be the gift of safety, and hand your driving licence in? Come into the studio, we'll burn it live on air for you.
You wouldn't like to really try, would you?
No, of course not. Gloria, do you still, though? I got involved in a situation with a lorry driver the other day. I was in Golders Green in northwest London, and there was a big lorry going around a small roundabout, had loads of cars on the back of it. And he blocked the road. And so to get past him, I had to go up on the curb a little bit, and I managed to get through some traffic lights, and he didn't. And he beeped me and was was sticking his fingers up, and I stuck my finger up. And then he shouted something very, very rude out of the window of his truck. Very rude. So I wound down the window. I thought, I'm not letting him get away with this. And I said something even ruder out of the window. I can't really tell you much about this story because there's a lot of bad language. And I was wondering, do you ever flick your middle finger at anybody?
No, I use me first and fourth.
Your first... Hang on. Your first and fourth?
Yeah.
So what? That's the sign of the devil, isn't it? Hang on. Are you flicking the V's at people?
No, I like the first and fourth.
How does that work? That's like heavy metal. Because I tell you what would calm us if I got cut up by a lady of a certain age, shall we say, and I beaked her, and then she flicked her middle finger at me. That would totally diffuse the situation. I would laugh so much. You must use bad language though, Gloria.
Occasionally.
Come on, because all these kids these days, they think they invented drinking, sex and swearing, when we know it was you guys.
Well, possible. Possible.
OK, so you're still driving, but you must accept, Gloria, and I'm sure you're an excellent driver, and you're certainly a very good sport, and I appreciate your call, but you must accept that there are some older drivers, even younger than you, actually, who, their reactions have slowed down a bit. Their eyesight has gone a bit. They're not quite as sharp as they used to be. And they should be taken off the road, shouldn't they?
Yes, but it's identifying them.
Well, to make things easier, everybody over 70 should stop driving.
No.
Even though that punishes you.
No. There was a gentleman who lived just down the road from me, and he was still driving at 99.
Oh, flipping! That's 29 miles per hour over the speed limit. Gloria, what are you doing this weekend? Anything nice?
Probably go shopping up the market.
Well, you are a very good sport, and I hope you have a nice weekend, love. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay.
Ta-ta.
This Saturday.
Ball infield towards Jack Grealish. Good angle on that from Nzobia. Here's Grealish to the byline now. Pulling it back. Oh, he's got it! And he's so cleverly!
Live FM commentary of Aston Villa.
A lot of hard work to be done. Anyone can beat anyone in this Premier League. It's still very, very likely that we could get relegated.
Join BBC WM for all the breaking team news and live action.
Saturday from midday.
Your sport in the West Midlands.
On BBC WM 95.6.
We let her drive. Everybody else stops. Marcus is on the line. Good afternoon, Marcus.
Hello, matey.
What you got for us, fella?
Get them old codgers off the road to begin with.
Well, normally this is what I say, but I mean this is coming from the experts. This is the Institute of Advanced Motorists. They're concerned.
They know better than you and me, don't they?
They are people of intelligence and dare I say it, integrity.
Well, yeah. I mean, just get them off the road. They're a death warrant.
Well, I don't think they're
waiting to happen.
I don't think they're necessarily a death warrant waiting to happen. But I do. It's a fact. When you get older, for a lot of people, you slow down. Your thoughts slow down. Your reactions slow down. Your eyesight goes. It's aging. That's what happened. My eyes aren't as good as they were 20 years ago.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like they're driving Miss Daisy, aren't they?
They're did you say perving Miss Daisy?
Driving Miss Daisy.
Okay. What else you called in about, Marcus?
Oh, a few little bits and bobs.
Go on, mate.
You cost me a few bob when you forced me to bet on Manny Pacquiao.
Listen, Marcus, that is a very serious accusation you've made there, and you should know that that accusation is with my lawyers who are studying the audio of that show. There is no. They are confident, Marcus, that if this goes to court, you will not be able to prove that I forced you to back the boxing liar and bad shoulder man, Pacquiao.
Well, this is the thing. It's either you or it's Manny Pacquiao that they have to go after.
Well, they go after Pacquiao. He knew he had a bad shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. He knew he had a bad shoulder,
Yeah.
and he didn't tell me, so I was betting on a three-legged horse.
Exactly. Well, I think a three-legged horse would have done better than Pacquiao in that fight.
Well,
listen,
yeah, quite.
Marcus, if you want, I will see you in the courtrooms.
And how about camping?
Go on then.
Do you like caravans?
Do you know what? Yeah, I've got a soft spot for caravans. My wife hates them, which is a shame because I wouldn't mind going. I don't like towing caravans, but I do like caravan parks. Posh ones, of course, nothing too common. But yeah, a nice caravan.
Well, you're talking about statics then, aren't you?
You're right, well, because you've got me on a technicality. Yes,
No.
I'm talking about statics then. Yes, correct.
With me doing my camping, not in a,
Camping it up kind of, yes, in a
Kind of way.
camping up kind of way, in an actual drilling pegs into something. Again, not like that. Camping in a tent under canvas, yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
No,
Keeps
mate.
caravans
no.
off the road.
No, mate. It's not beautiful. It's uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable. What's up with you?
You're sleeping on the flipping floor, mate. Of course it's uncomfortable.
Oh, don't be so soft.
Well, no, it's rubbish. It's cold. Right, when it's warm, it's too hot in there. And when it's cold, it's freezing. And you could be murdered.
Murdered?
Yes, mate. Murdered.
Well, you could be murdered anywhere, couldn't you?
Not in my house, because it's got doors and locks and it's made of bricks. Do you know how a murderer would get into your tent, Marcus? They'd lift the zip up. And then they come in and kill you.
That is one of the things that you are scared of.
Thank you very much. I don't want to get murdered. I really don't want to get murdered, okay?
Floating in the river with a saturated liver, and I wish I could forgive her, but I do believe she meant it when she told me to forget it, and I bet you will forget it when they find me in the morning, wet and drowned, and the word gets round. I'm going down. I'm going down. Coming up for air, it's pretty stuff under there. I'd like to say I didn't care, but I forgot to leave a note, and it's so hot to stay afloat or soaking wet without a boat, and I knew I should have taken off my shoes. It's front page news. Going down, going down. Hey, hey. Help, 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 help. I wish I had another drink, I wouldn't be so hot to sink. I should have taken time to think. Besides, I got the picture straight. You must have had another day that didn't need this extra way to wish that I could see the way to show. I don't want no more. Going down, I'm going down. And now I see the left, I let it slip, but all the way I made it. Should've learned to swim instead of naturally got me stuff. I can't believe it. Why I jump a life again? My tummy pump, I can't believe they drink this stuff in town. This dirty brown. I'm going down. Going down. I'm going down. Going down. Hey, hey, going down. Going down. Going down. Going down. Going down. Going down. I wish I'd looked before I leave, but didn't know it was so deep and down so far. Don't get where I haven't touched the bottom yet. This river scene is getting old. I'm hungry, sleepy, wet and cold. She told me to forget it nice. I should have taken her advice. I only want to go on home. I'd gladly leave that girl alone. What a way to spend the night. If I don't drown, I'll die of fright. My pappy taught me how to float, but I can't swim a single note. He threw me in to teach me how. I stayed there floating like a mama cow, and now I floated way downstream. No, this has to be a dream. If I could find my way to shore, I'd never do this anymore. Now give you three up and down, nine, I'm going down. Just one more time, go down. I'm not going down. Going down. Going down. I'm going down. Going down. Back home. Back home. Back home. Going down. Going down. I'm going down. I'm going back home. Back to my friends. Back to Curly the Worm. Back to Dewey the Tooth. I'm going home. Now the sky is getting light. Everything will be alright.
think I finally got the knack of just floating lazy on my back. I never really liked that town. I think I'll ride the river down, just moving slow and floating free. There's a river swinging under me, waving back to the slopes on shore. I should have thought of this before. I've flown on down to New Orleans and picked up on some swinging scenes. I'm gonna know a better day. I'll go down, moving all the way, going down. I'm going down. I'm going down, back down to New Orleans, back home. I'm going down, head home, down.
Oh, man. You gotta love the Monkees. Got to love the Monkees. Asking what you got for free. Now, really, James? Oh, I don't like these receipt things. I bought a Hoover and got two free flights. I bought a Hoover and got 2 free flights to America. Did anyone really get those flights? I remember that deal. When was that? 20 years ago? Did anyone really get those flights to America on the back of that? No. I thought that was all a load of old nonsense and no one got those things. 03453 00 9956, your best freebie. And pictures in the loo. Iain, I'm an engineer, and whenever I use customers' loos, there always seems to be a picture of boats or a beach. I know the kind of pictures you mean, those weird kind of pastel-y sort of painting type things. And Barry says, oh, mate, really? If you pick up a chicken and rock it side to side, it goes to sleep. Oh, baby.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's get the travel. Here's Phil.
It's slow moving on the southbound side of the M6. We've had reports of a broken down vehicle around junction 10 for Walsall and Wolverhampton on the exit slip road. It was already very slow on that stretch between junction 10A for the M54 and junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks between junction 9 for Wednesbury and junction 8. On the Aston Expressway out of Birmingham, that's slow moving from Dartmouth Circus towards Park Circus, also because of roadworks. But routes in and out of Dudley appear to be moving well looking at the traffic sensors. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Another 30 minutes and then it's Paul Franks. 03453 00 9956. We'll take some more calls after the news with Gareth.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A jury has concluded that neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who was detained by police 4 years ago. 29-year-old Kingsley Burrell thought 2 men were trying to kill him, so he called 999. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and later died in hospital after a struggle with police officers and medics. The family of a man left seriously injured when he was assaulted after a New Year's Eve party in Birmingham are appealing for help to find his attackers. Jason Webb, who's 28, was repeatedly kicked in the head and was found in the street the following morning. He spent weeks in a coma and has a severe brain injury. David Cameron and Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon have held talks in Edinburgh on devolving further powers to the Holyrood Parliament. They agreed to implement proposals that include setting rates and bands of income tax, as well as controlling some welfare spending. And tributes are being paid to the legendary blues guitarist B.B. King. He died today at the age of 89. Eric Clapton has described him as an inspiration and a beacon. The weather, warm and sunny this afternoon, highs of 17 degrees Celsius. Tonight will be a little more cloudy with some drizzle, lows of 8 degrees Celsius, that's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the latest news for the West Midlands. It's 3:31.
On FM, Freeview, digital radio and online.
BBC WM 95.6.
03453 00 9956. Malcolm's on the line. Good afternoon, Malcolm.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm. I'm all right, thank you. I'm flagging a bit. I want to go to bed and read my book about the Buffalo Springfield. That's my plan for this afternoon.
Well done, well done. Listen, this business about giving up the licences over 17.
Now, it's not me saying that this time, so you can't have a go at me. It's the Institute of Advanced Motorists. These guys know their stuff.
No, I'm not saying it to you. I'm just letting you know why a lot of them won't give it up, because if they did, they wouldn't know how to get around. Half of them.
Round, get around. They get around using their bus pass. That's how they get around.
No, but half of them wouldn't know how to use the bus pass, you see, because they're not used to stepping out of the front door and into a car, then driving the car almost into the shop. They wouldn't know what to do.
You can't patronise the elderly. They wouldn't know how to use a bus pass.
I'm elderly. I'm 70-odd.
You get on a bus and you show the bus pass to the gentleman driver or lady driver. It's 2015, guys.
Yeah.
And they let you travel for free.
Yeah, but you don't always show it to the driver. You have to put it on a thing to,
you tap a little circle,
on a
yes.
thing, yeah. But even so, no, what I'm saying is a lot of them wouldn't know where to get the bus or how to get on it or where it was going.
A bus stop.
No, you know what I mean, Ian.
Come on, you've got to admit, though, they've got a point, haven't they? That there are a lot of older drivers that shouldn't be on the road.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, of course. I mean, I'm 70. Like I said, I've been in transport all my life, mostly your good friends, the lorry drivers.
Yes.
But I haven't my licence expired in January this year and I didn't bother to renew it.
Good for you, Malcolm. We all owe you a firm handshake and a salute and a kiss on the cheek from a dolly bird.
Thank you very much, Ian.
You're very, very welcome. 03453 009956.
You've done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoke the game, no matter what you say. But only metal, what a ball. Blue eyes, blue eyes. How can you tell so many lies? Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There's nothing left, all gone and run away. Maybe you'll tarry for a while. It's just a test, a game for us to play. Win or lose, it's hard to smile. Resist, resist. It's from yourself you have to hide. Oh, come up and see me to make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There ain't no more. You've taken everything from my belief in Mother Earth. Can you ignore my faith in everything? 'Cause I know what faith is and what it's worth. Away, away. And don't say, maybe you'll try to come up and see me, to make me smile. I'll do what you want, just run on wild.
man, we got... Simon has texted in. Simon, unusual of you to text. Normally you call. Iain, I hate veggies. Iain, I hate veggies. I can't see the point. They make no difference at all to the slaughter of animals. In fact, they do the opposite. Because if everyone was a veggie, cattle, sheep, pigs, etc., would become extinct. As there would be no reason to breed them. So by eating meat, you're a conservationist. Well, Simon, thank you. That's certainly is great insight into your head. Yes, David.
Hello.
Hello, David. What have you got for us?
I think you need to contact your first caller.
Oh, what, John, the man who had drugs in his car? Is it yours?
Well, you said you had to go at some trucker.
Oh, yeah.
And you wound your window down.
Yeah.
Come on, ain't you got electric windows by now?
Well, yeah. I've got electric windows, but I still say video and stuff off the telly. I'm an old man, David.
You're not.
I'm a very old man.
How old are you?
40. I'll be 42 in a few weeks.
I'm a tinsy bit older than you.
Yeah, we're old. We're past it, brother.
Yeah,
the good years are behind us.
And I've got a complaint as well.
Oh, yeah, I thought... yeah, go on.
Well, your first impression, your Jeremy Vine, that was all right.
That weren't bad, was it? That was literally just off the cuff. I swear to you, and I promise you, with my hand on my heart, I hadn't rehearsed that at all.
Well, I suggest you buy the Steptoe and Son DVD set.
Oh, mate.
You don't sound anything like him, mate.
Yeah, dirty old man.
Trevor the Trucker does a better impression.
Harold, are you going to go and see that bird tonight, Harold?
Yo, dirty old man. I can do both of them.
That was a bit better then.
Thank you, David.
Broad.
You do... All right, then. Go on, then. Go on, then, tough guy. You do an impression of somebody.
I can do Zippy, you know.
Go on, then.
Hello, Zippy.
I'm Jeffrey Bungle.
Have you seen, David, I was thinking about this earlier on, and I tweeted this earlier on. Have you seen the, and I've got to tread carefully, the rude version of Rainbow?
The Christmas tape.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's good, isn't it?
It's absolutely hilarious, and I think you need to have a look at on YouTube the Top Gear one that someone did a parody of.
Oh, blimey.
And that really makes me laugh.
David, thank you very much indeed. I shan't, but Nadine's on the line. Good afternoon, Nadine.
Hello, Ian. It's Nadine, actually.
Are you? Now, listen, I was going to say, are you a Nadine or a Nadine?
Yes, I'm a Nadine.
What's the difference?
Nadine is the French pronunciation. Mine is the English American.
Okay, well, English American. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What have you got for us, Nadine?
Well, Mark rang and asked me if I would read out my text to you about the picture that we've got in our bathroom.
Oh, yeah, go on, what you got?
It's an embroidered picture. It was embroidered by Jane, my late mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, be seated at the top.
Yeah.
For a picture of a teddy bear sitting on the toilet. And the teddy's holding a placard saying, Bear Bottoms Welcome. Bear as in B-E-A-R.
Oh, yeah.
And then underneath it says, now wash your paws.
Oh, flipping heck. Isn't
well,
that...
Mark liked it anyway.
Well, no, I like it as well. That's very sweet. How long did it... Now, is your mother-in-law, was it, that made this?
Yes, she passed on now, unfortunately.
Well, I'm sorry to do that, but she made it specifically for the bathroom?
She made it for her own bathroom.
Okay.
And when she passed away, it was one of the things that we decided we'd like to be reminded of her. So now every time I sit on the toilet, I think of my late mother-in-law.
Indeed. What? Weren't there other, knickknacks and treasures that you could have used? It seems odd to... wonderful.
Well, yes.
Odd to think, do you know what? When I'm going to the loo, I really want to remember my mother-in-law.
Well, it wasn't that I wanted to remember her specifically when I was going to the loo, but I always loved it in her bathroom, and it was part of her, rather than just something she'd bought, it was something she'd made.
Oh.
And so it takes pride of place opposite the toilet in our bathroom.
That sounds absolutely delightful, and it sounds like a wonderful thing. Aren't other people's bathrooms fascinating?
Absolutely.
Do you when you go to, like, your friends, or do you have a little route around?
Well, I'm really tempted to have a little poke about. I'm not too nosy, but I do like to have a look, yeah.
Oh, no, I have a little look in the cupboards and everything.
You're joking.
No, I do. If I'm going to a friend's house, I'll have a little look in the... I won't go through the bedrooms and stuff.
No.
But if I'm in the bathroom, I'll have a little look. I wonder what they got. Oh, look at that. They've got that medicine. Oh, I've got those pills. You know, don't they use different? Don't they use funny soap?
Yeah, are they the little blue pills that you've got in your bathroom cabinet?
Yeah, the little blue ones.
Yeah, I thought they might be.
Thank you very much, Nadine. 03453 0099. Do you not? I always, if I'm in a stranger's bathroom, I'll have a little root around, little rummage. Well, if you don't want me to see it, don't leave it in your bathroom, for goodness sakes. Surely. Other people's bathrooms I find absolutely fascinating because they're all different. They're all completely different. 03453 009956 is the... I tell you what. Considering there's nothing in the papers, we've done an hour and 43 minutes just. The last 17 minutes might be a bit tricky, but we've kind of done all right. I thought we'd struggle. Here's something, and I get this. I get this totally. Right. Surprisingly, despite my job, I don't like... I don't know. We don't need him again. Hang on a minute. I'll tell him we don't need. Hang on a second. Oh, blimey, silly fat fingers. Ranjit.
Hello.
You've been on.
I know. It's been hilarious today.
Thank you very much indeed. I don't like talking to people, and I know it's kind of my job. I can do it for this, but I don't like talking to people. It makes me very, very uncomfortable. Okay. Don't like small talk. I must have missed the day at school where they taught everyone how to do small talk. My father-in-law had a go at me once for not being able to do small talk. I didn't have a clue what to say to him. Now that is a joke, but it's true. I didn't know what to say. Make small talk at work. We'd rather go and hide in the loo. Yes, please. Trapped at your desk. It can feel there's no escape from the inane chatter of your colleagues. I'm so lucky I don't have a proper job, and I spend very little of my time in an office. Maybe like 4 hours a day tops in an office. That's kind of pushing it. 3.5, 4 hours a day in an office. And the office environment, I mean, it's just... I don't know how some of you guys do it. How do you do it? It saps the lifeblood out of me, honestly. Trapped at your desk, it can feel... I've had proper jobs, by the way. I've had proper jobs. I don't think, I lead a privileged life of show business, always hanging out with Barbara Windsor and Anthea Turner. I am, but I've had proper jobs as well. Trapped at your desk, it can feel like there's no escape from the inane chatter of your colleagues. Well, that's like listening to the Danny Kelly show, isn't it? I'm so lucky we don't cross paths. But when it comes to avoiding a detailed report of their latest holiday or an update on that long-running drama with the plumber, it seems we'll try almost anything. And do you know how we avoid small talk and conversations? We hide in the toilets or we go to fake meetings. How can you go to a fake meeting? I pretend to be on my phone a lot. When I stopped off to get the Burger King earlier on, there were loads of lads in there. I don't like lads. I don't like groups. Get this right. There were a group of lads and they were obviously on their way. It was like a stag weekend because they were all sniggering lads covered in tattoos. Oh, dear. And I could hear them say, no, I just checked on him. They were either on a stag weekend or they were murderers and they'd kidnapped someone. I just checked on him. He's in the car. His hands are tied up and he can barely move his head. And I've only just now thought maybe they were killers. Anyway, I had my hat on, my hat down low, and I pretended to be on my phone because I thought I do not want any banter with some sniggering stag or murdering lads. I don't want to get involved. And I was right to have my hat down low. And as I left, I put the phone to my ear, pretended to be a phone call, and I faked the phone call. And I'm glad I did, because do you know what they shouted at me as I walked away? No, they didn't shout that. They certainly didn't make that hand gesture. I don't think they did. I wasn't looking. They shouted the worst thing that a group of lads can shout at me. They went, "Oi, Iain!" Boom, they knew who I was. Boom, they knew who I was. They had an in. And I have trained myself over the last 14 years, and it's hard. It's really hard. I have trained myself, if I hear people shout my name, not to look around. Instant reaction is, you look around. Oi, Mark. You did it, you see, you looked around. Instant reaction is, I've trained myself. Because that way they're going, well, was it him or wasn't it him? They don't know. Iain, can you do Blakey? Yeah. Just choose not to. Anyway, small talk. A survey released today found nearly 6 in 10 people admit dodging conversations with colleagues, while a third do so every day. Conversations with... I don't care about your kids. I don't care about your life. You got trouble with your car? Well, go and tell a mechanic or your wife. And this is brilliant. So we know that people hide in toilets and people go to fake meetings, right? Here are some of the other ways that we avoid small talk. If you've got any ways you do this, 03453 009956. I'll get you, butler. There you go, it's Blakey. 1 in 8 say they hide from workmates, for example, by ducking down so their computer screen blocks them from view. Others pretend to be on the phone, make up an urgent deadline, and this is the genius one. Open the office fridge and peer inside until they're left alone. Imagine just staring inside a fridge, waiting for the boring man from accounts to go away. Dearie me. Last 10 minutes of the show, 03453 009956.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. Love. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no ribbon. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna leave, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cups to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get. 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 We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get lucky.
Afternoon, Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. Paul Franks will be here soon. I'm back tomorrow, by the way, 10 till 12. So, you know, there's plenty more where this came from, guys. Plenty more where this came from. I mean, this... Now, I like a film as much as the next guy. Not if the next guy is John Gale. Did you read this? Tiny thing about this fella, right? Film fan. Now, don't say sad case. That's not fair. That's not fair. Film fan John Gale, not a sad case, has visited the same cinema at least once a week for 70 years. 70 years. How much money has this fella got? The cinema is so expensive now, isn't it? It costs an absolute fortune. I love going to the cinema. I love taking my kids to the cinema. It's such a joy. Sitting in the pictures with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and having a load of sweets and just watching. I love it. Hey, I'm taking my 5-year-old to go and see the Monkees in September. Front row seats we've got, and I'm taking the 5-year-old. Oh, boy. Shh, don't tell him, it's a secret. Don't tell the youngest, he's going to be upset. He hasn't got a ticket. Oh, they were expensive. But I can't afford to go to the pictures as often as I'd like. He's watched 7,300 movies there. He was 5 when he started going to the Odeon in Swiss Cottage. I know that cinema. It's a nice cinema. I saw... what film did I see? I've only been to that cinema once. I've driven past it a lot. It's in the middle of a roundabout, middle of like a really big island. And I saw a David Lynch film, the one about a road. Black and white. Rubbish. It was black and white and it was rubbish and it was about a road. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, nice one, Dave. Great work, mate. John, 75, said, "It's special. It's become my second home." Okay. His top films include Out of Africa. I mean, he's got really a real boring taste in films, right? Really boring taste in films. Out of Africa, The English Patient. Oh, flippin' it. Mamma Mia. I mean, really? You've seen 7,500 films, and his favourite film is Chicago. Oh, dear. And also, I mean, this cinema, I don't want to say they're ripping this guy off, but he's been going for 70 years. He's seen 7,500. I hope they've given him a few freebies. You'd think, like, maybe after 50 years, they'd say, do you know what, mate? You've been coming for 50 every week for 50 years. We're going to let you in for free. You'd think they'd do that, wouldn't they?
For me.
Hey guys, considering there's no news. You know what I'm talking about, Paul. We got 2 hours. We got 2 hours out of nothing. That's proper alchemy. Thank you for all of your calls. I shall be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. But do keep listening, because coming up next, you got Paul Franks, and I'm sure he'll do a much better show than this nonsense.
Your travel news in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Before that, though, let's get the travel.
On the southbound side of the M6, there's a broken down vehicle at junction 10 for Wolverhampton and Walsall. It was already slow on that stretch from junction 10A towards junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. The Aston Expressway out of Birmingham, struggling towards Dartmouth Circus because of roadworks. Northbound on the M5 looks slow moving as well between junction 4A for the M42 and junction 4 for Stourbridge. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
On FM.
Freeview, digital radio,
and online.
Your voice in the West Midlands.
BBC WM 95.6.
Iain Lee just putting on the disguise before he exits the building. He'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Let's get the main news before we do anything else with Gareth Ford-Lloyd.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A jury has concluded that neglect contributed to the death of a Birmingham man who was detained by police 4 years ago. 29-year-old Kingsley Burrell thought 2 men were trying to kill him, so he called 999. He was detained under the Mental Health Act and later died in hospital after a struggle with police officers and medics. He was handcuffed and put in leg restraints, and a cover was put over his face. His sister, Kadisha Brown Burrell, says the inquest hasn't given her the answers she was looking for, though.
We want to see the police actually be sacked. Yeah. We want to see them actually be resigned. We want to see accountability. That's what we want to see. Because at the end of the day, they're still in their jobs making cups of tea. Even though the verdict's been done today, we're still waiting for them to literally resign or misconduct proceedings actually start taking place.
The family of a man left seriously injured when he was assaulted after a New Year's Eve party in Birmingham are appealing for help to find his attackers. Jason Webb, who's 28, was repeatedly kicked in the head and was found in the street the following morning. He spent weeks in a coma and has a severe brain injury. Jackie Larden is Jason's auntie.
Jason's in a rehabilitation unit. Obviously, he's been diagnosed with severe, moderate to severe brain damage. He has to learn to do everything again. But going forward now, we do meet with the doctors in the rehabilitation centre, but they have said that the brain damage will leave him probably needing care for the rest of his life.
The Justice for the 21 campaign, who wants a new inquiry into the Birmingham pub bombings, have been told the case is unlikely to be reopened. The Chief Constable of West Midlands Police has told Julie Hambleton that there still isn't enough evidence for a fresh inquest. Julie's sister Maxine Hambleton was one of the 21 people who died in the bombings at the Mulberry Bush and Tavern in the town pubs in 1974. The Shadow Business Secretary, Chuka Umunna, has apologised to his supporters after he quit the race to become the next